Hari Om. It's great to again be here with you, you Manatv International yogis, you gang of yogis, practicing regularly. Once again, we hope you're going to enjoy what we're sharing today and we'll take advantage of it. We're going to be doing shoulder stand, Sarvangasana, the all members pose, and some variations with shoulder stand. And we're also going to be doing Shirshasana, the headstand. And these are really wonderful postures. We're going to show you variations with Shirshasana as well. But we're just going through these two postures in the whole session. But there are a lot of variations. And to Parvati's delight, she gets to spend a long time in these inversions, which is when you're doing inversion and you get comfortable in it, it's what you like. Couldn't be sweeter than to spend time hanging out in these postures. Okay, so please again, only do what fits you, what works for you. Don't stay as long as you're going to see Parvati in the postures. Just go for a little bit until you're comfortable, and as long as you're comfortable, and then come out. We'll give you some tips as we go through this. But we're going to have fun today. We do hope that you had fun and that you'll practice these in the way that fits you most beautifully. Take advantage of these inversions. It's really valuable for us to spend time inverted. But remember, doing yoga is not a headstand, it's not inversion, it's learning to stand on your feet and live as a really upright, wonderful, compassionate being. That's what the fruits of your yoga are. But you can have fun with your inversions. So we wanted to show you how to use the wall for two of the postures we demonstrated the inversions. One was the handstand, and if you put your mat up to the wall and you put your hands about, maybe 8 inches away from the wall, not too far, but also not too close. And the hands, it's important, are under the shoulders. If they're out to the sides, you have to use muscles. But if you have your hands under the shoulders, when you get up into the handstand, all you need to do is lock the elbows and the arms become sticks. There's no muscles needed at all. So to come up, rock back and forth, and you're going to swing one leg up as you kick off the other one and then follow it with the leg that you kicked off of. You got to come all the way to the wall, and the heels rest on the wall, but just the heels, and you push into the palms and lock the elbows, and you can hang. In this case, you can even hang the head. You can look around. It's very soft, very easy. When you're doing handstand without a wall, your head has to be lifted to hold the posture. But here, you can lift it or let it hang. Okay, to come out's very easy. You step one leg down, the other follows. And then please bring the arms out to the sides as you come up. Inhale. And palms together in front of the chest, and just feel this beautiful flowing of energy, a flood of energy that's released from this posture. It's really wonderful. So please sit the body right next to the mat, not on the mat, but close to it, and your legs out from the wall. They can extend if you like. Then if you're sitting to the right of the mat, put your right arm down on the mat near the edge, near the side, and then you roll onto your back and lift both legs up. So and then center your bottom on the wall. Bend the knees a little bit. Make sure you've cleared the hair from behind the back of the head. And then you push with the feet to lift up. And this doesn't put any pressure on the muscles of the back. Walk your feet up a little bit. There's still a little bend in the legs, a little bend. Let there be a little bend in the knees so that you really do keep the chest pushed tight into the chin. There you go. And you can put your hands on the back, and it's very nice. This is just a beautiful way to do shoulder stand. Once you do this, you'll find that you have a perfect inversion, and it's so comfortable. No stress involved at all, and you can hang out here as long as you like. But to come out, you lower the back down, bring your legs down, and then you have to move onto your mat so you can do the Matsyasana, because the neck still needs to be released. So you have to shift your body onto the mat, lie down, reach down the sides of the body, grab hold, sit up on the elbows, arch back to release the neck, take a few deep breaths, soften the jaw, and we're going to come out. So hold on, lift the head up, tuck the chin, stretch out the lower back, and then lie down. Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're next going to be doing Sarvanga Asana. Oh, should we do the handstand first? Sure. And then we'll do handstand first. Handstand's a posture that we'll show you afterwards how to do it in a much easier fashion. And but in the handstand, once again, the hands are under the shoulders. You normally lean the shoulders in front of the hands and kick up. This is a more advanced posture to come into this posture. And there are other approaches to come up into it. Parvati did gymnastics and dance and learned to step over, so her body's familiar with that more than the getting settled in her handstand. Whereas when I was learning it, I just tucked my head and fell over. But when you learn it, you come up and you'll be shocked that even a few moments in handstand will get energy flowing very, very actively through your entire body. It's not happening today, Parvati. It's okay. It's all right. You might try it facing the other way and just see what happens. When you're doing poses that are balancing poses, the direction the body is facing works with the energy and the space. And it's surprising how sometimes you can do it facing one way but not another. Doesn't seem to be the case right now. No. So come back. Now try facing that way. One more time. Breathe, centered. Don't arch. That's good enough. Stand up, arms out, palms together, breathing gently, centered. If you were Parvati right now, you'd notice that the work she was doing and the little time up in the handstand, there's this flood of energy released when you come out of it. It's really beautiful and powerful. And we're going to show you another way to come up into this using the wall, which is quite easy actually. And we'll show you that in a bit. We're going to show that, editor.
Yes, this will be at the end. So
but put it in here.
Exactly. But
Thank
put
you.
it in here. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's next?
So Parvati, thank you. Would you lie down and on the back and get ready to do Sarvangasana, the all members pose, shoulder stand. So you may notice that Parvati pulled her hair out from behind the back. That's important. If your hair's under the back, if you have long hair, and you come up, it's going to pull your hair and make it very uncomfortable. So you pull the hair out from behind the back. You also don't have the hair knotted up in a bun that's under the head. The back of the head has to rest on the floor. You clear the throat, bring the arms in close to the body, and then pushing into the hands, swing the legs up and overhead so the back comes off the floor. Then put the hands on the back, don't move your elbows out, and put your hands on the back, not the waist. And then lift the legs up and try walking the hands down toward the shoulder blade an inch or two so you press the chest tight into the chin. You really want the chest pressing into the chin. This stimulates the thyroid gland, which works the metabolism, and the rest of the endocrine glands all get toned up beautifully and balanced with the chest pushing into the chin. Now, once again, as you're in this posture, Sarvangasana, you want to breathe as you do when you're going to sleep. Now, many people find that they don't get quite as straight up, but if you can be straight from the shoulders to the feet and get really straight, you'll find that it actually takes pressure off the back. If you find that you're bent in the middle a little, can you demonstrate that a little bit like that? Which many people are. You're using back muscles to hold the legs. When they're upright, they're just soft and floating. But when you're doing this, the back can get a little sore. Will you demonstrate that once again? And a way to relieve the back is to bend the knees, feet toward the buttocks, and lower the knees toward the head. This releases the back beautifully. Take a few breaths like this and then straighten up again. So in our inversions, we normally hang out for a while because we spend so little time inverted in our life. And there's so many benefits. This particular posture, Sarvangasana, means all members pose, good for everything pose. It's not quite good for anything, for everything. It's good for lots of things, but not everything. If you happen to have glaucoma, this brings a super rich supply of blood to the head and the eyes, which if you don't have glaucoma is good for you. But if you have glaucoma, you don't want to come up into this. Also, if you have high blood pressure, you don't want to come up in the fashion we just showed. We'll be showing something afterwards so that you can come up safely and easily and no strain on the back and no difficulty, which if you have high blood pressure that's not well controlled, it could be dangerous getting up. But being in the posture, it actually lowers blood pressure. It's very good for that. But getting up could be dangerous, so you want to come up in the way we'll show you afterwards. There's so many benefits to this. It's recognized as the queen of all the asanas, the queen of the postures, Sarvangasana. So I mentioned that you have pressure with the chin against the chest, and that's stimulating the endocrine system and the thyroid gland particularly, giving the body a balanced metabolism. The legs have the energy flowing down, and for the heart, the most difficult challenge for the heart is when you're standing to get the blood back up from the feet, back up to the heart, the venous blood returning to the heart. But here, the venous blood returns to the heart using gravity, and the heart doesn't have to work as hard, so it's very nice for the heart. Another thing that's happening when you're in the posture is that the lymph is moving. Lymph doesn't have a heart to pump it. It moves when you're using gravity and massage and movement, and there's more lymph in the body than there is blood, but it needs to move to cleanse the body, and this helps with that. Okay, we're going to show just a couple little variations and then we'll come out of this. Again, Parvati's holding it longer than most people. For most people, you hold it a minute or two, and as your practice gets more advanced, you go to 3 minutes and then maybe 5 minutes or longer. But right now, one of the things you can do is you can bring the soles of the feet together, bending the knees out to the sides. You try to keep the knees up instead of toward the head to really open the hips. And then you can push the heels up toward the sky and bring the legs out to the sides. And you can point, stretching the ankles, or you can flex, pushing through the heels. Very nice. And you can bring the legs up, and if you want to bend one knee and wrap the other leg around the thigh and tuck it like we were doing when we did the balancing eagle pose. This is a nice approach, and it moves energy again toward the head. And of course, do the other side.
We have to wrap up this episode.
Oh, yeah. We're done. Okay, so now come up. And to come out of the pose, bring the legs overhead. Put the arms down, palms down, and roll down the spine one vertebra at a time. Try to keep the head pulled down on the floor. Lower the legs. Keep the legs straight if you can. If your back's a little sore, then bend the knees. But this will build the core strength. And the shoulder stand puts pressure on the neck, so you need to follow it with a release. We usually use Asana, the fish pose. So you reach as far down as you can on the sides of the legs. Sit up on the elbows without moving your elbows, looking toward the feet, and then you lift the chest up and arch back, putting the top of the head on the floor. You might slide your hands down 1 inch on the legs and see if you can pull your head a little deeper underneath, and then breathe extra deep breaths. This cleanses the respiratory system. The moment you go into Asana, the fish pose, the neck release takes place instantly, but the posture has such benefits that you want to hang out there about 1/3 as long as you've spent time up in the shoulder stand. Now to come out of this, please do not just lie down. What you do is you hold firmly with the hands, press into the elbows, pull and lift the head, tuck the chin, and roll the lower back to the ground first, and then you just lie down. You can wiggle loose, stretch out.